Welcome back, Wayward Souls, to Double Tap In, episode 101.
Almost to that magic milestone.
Almost. Getting close. Almost a whole year of Wayward Souls to the Double Tap In. Hey, do you remember when we were first talking about this and what we wanted to call it?
Yes.
One of the suggestions. Should we tell them? Or should we change it up just for like a show or two?
You should.
Tell them or just change it up and let them see.
Just change it.
Okay. All right. Maybe we'll do that for 105.
Good idea.
Yeah, the first show of the new year. God, that's going to be a step.
Yeah, today, I've got to walk from my house to acupuncture today because Jennifer's vehicle needs a little maintenance done. And the maintenance is freaking windshield wipers. I should have an account at AutoZone for the amount of windshield wipers that I go through. Now, I can remember that a windshield wiper would last you a good amount of time. Not anymore, man.
Mm-hmm.
Not anymore. I literally think every 6 months I'm changing windshield wipers.
Well, probably. But how many vehicles do you have?
Yes.
That's part of it.
Yeah. And it's funny, Jennifer made the the observation that it seems like every time we use what we call the pop-up truck, which is my 2005 Chevrolet single cab, two-wheel drive,
mm-hmm.
that we need windshield wipers. And I said, well, if you never get used, the truck it'll be, it's 20 years old.
Yeah, 20 years old.
And it's got 38,000 miles on it.
Yeah.
So she said, it just seems like every time we get in to go somewhere, it's raining and you need windshield wipers in the truck. And I said, yeah, because it sits and it gets sun-baked and it does what it does. But I also think the quality of the rubber that they're using freaking sucks because
absolutely.
they never last.
Yeah.
At all.
It doesn't matter what kind you buy. Like you can spend the money on the expensive ones or you can buy the cheap ones and it's still the same amount of time.
Yeah, and even the cheap ones now are $16 or $18.
Yeah.
A piece. I'm like, you gotta be shitting me. So go in, spend $40, get 2 windshield wipers, you get back 6 months later, you gotta replace them.
Mm-hmm.
So we go down to rope walk Friday night, Saturday night, I guess. Saturday night, same practice day. We go down to rope walk in Chincoteague. And it was foggy as fuck and raining and all that shit. So we needed windshield wipers. That sucked. Yeah. Because the passenger side one was fine. The driver side one had that streak right through your vision area.
It's always in the same spot.
Yep.
It's like they engineer it for that strip of rubber to be the weakest.
Yep. Of course. Yeah. It's all marketing. They know that shit.
Yeah.
How do you stay in business? You make a shitty product and they got to keep buying it over and over and over again.
These things right here.
Yep. Had that conversation yesterday.
Didn't Apple actually get in trouble?
They sure did.
So we talk about getting canceled. This is what's actually going to do it. Talking about Apple and their programming.
Yep.
It was called what? It's called planned obsolescence.
Yeah.
So they know and they have it written in their program that shit starts to go downhill at a certain point to make you go buy a new one.
So let's look at Windows XP or Windows 10.
Uh-huh.
Obsolete. So now if you have that, there's going to be a day, and I'm looking at my other computer right now, still trying to download. It still hasn't done it, by the way. And now it's been what? A long freaking time. It's still showing the same screen that I sent you, as a matter of fact. It hadn't even gone to updating whatever percentage. It's still doing the same freaking thing. But I have class Saturday. I go to class on Saturday. I'm sitting in class, and they're having the same issue with their laptop where we're not updating this anymore. We're not doing this. It's running super slow and all this. And one of the guys in the class said, yeah, that's the their way of getting you to buy a new fucking laptop.
Yep.
And I said, well, iPhones got in trouble. They got sued, and they admitted that that's what they were doing. They were putting the terminal software in it that when you reach a certain point, it was obsolete and wouldn't function anymore. So,
yep.
Yeah.
Now I'm the kind of guy, like, if it doesn't hold a charge and I have to constantly charge this thing, I'm not dealing with it. Like, I'm getting a new one. Rachel, on the other hand, hers is 4 years old because we got it. Mm-hmm. We both upgraded and got phones before Harper was born to get the nicer camera.
Yes.
So that's the last time she updated her phone.
So she has an 11?
It's probably a 10.
Yeah.
Or an
this
11.
This is 4 years old. It's an 11.
Yeah.
And I'm that guy that has his wife on the screensaver. So
yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
There you go. And that shiny red thing in the back.
Yeah. Yeah, I ride a much smaller one.
That's what she said.
You're not wrong. It used to tell me.
Yeah, and this is starting to show the signs of age.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't want a new one because getting a new phone's a pain in the ass for about 2 weeks.
Yep.
And I don't feel like dealing with that shit.
Yeah. Yep.
At all. So speaking of don't feel like dealing with this shit, how's your pit balls? Then again, I'll say it again. I'm absolutely stunned that we have had two very unique and different experiences, which kind of pisses me off because it should be equal customer service across the board for everybody. And you are certainly not experiencing that right now.
I would say on some level, I like talking to the people on the phone. Like they're helpful, and it seems like whatever transition they're going through with their software has been an amazing clusterfuck.
Yeah.
So just a little backstory. I buy the Pit Boss 850 Soul 4. And it is running consistently 30 degrees hotter than what it's set at. So I get the flame tamer, put that over top of it. I get the thing that goes on the end of the drip pan to try and help even things out, and still running 30 degrees off. So I'm like, all right, well, the simple thing here is if we replace the internal heat probe, then we'll see what happens. Hopefully that does it. $20, done. So I call the old Pit Boss company because there's 3 different probes on their website, and none of them specifically say for the 850 Pro Series. Speak with some folks, and after going through a litany of, what did you do this? Did you do that? It sounds like you're not starting it up correctly. Listen, asshole. It shouldn't matter how I start the motherfucker, because once it reaches a temperature, the other part should shut the fuck off. But I'll play your games. So I go through all of it. Still 30 degrees off. And I mean like to the fucking T, 30 degrees off. New probe is, they send me an invoice. I click on it, I purchase it. It goes back to them wherever they are. And I'm waiting for 3 weeks. And I call and I say, still waiting on this probe. Like, what's the deal? Oh, well, it just takes a while. I said 3 weeks. So, well, it's not really 3 weeks. It's more like 2 weeks because the order was processed on this day. And I said, well, I paid for it and I purchased it the Thursday or Friday before. So whatever you got going on is fucked up. Well, nope, sorry. It was processed this day. So it's really only 2 weeks, and that's within our acceptable time frame window. And all right. So I go on the Amazon and I buy it, and it comes the next fucking day.
Amazing how that works.
Yeah. So then I call Pit Boss back and tell
Only
him
because he didn't go to York, fucking Pennsylvania. But.
yeah, right. So I call Pit Boss back and tell him to cancel it. Yep, we'll do. We'll take care of it. I get the ticket number. I get all this stuff. Still haven't been refunded it. So I call them back again. And this was the middle of last week. Yeah, just calling about this and seeing, where my refund is. Like, yep, we'll take care of it. So they punch a couple things and they put it in, and in the process of talking to them, I tell them about the thermometer or like the temperature being off. He's like, well, you want us to send you a control board? I mean, well, how much is it? He's like, well, this says that you just got it in February, so you got a 5-year warranty. We'll send it to you for free. I was like, yeah, sure, I'll take it. Yeah. So he puts it in, and I guess it goes into the system. The supervisor somewhere sees it and immediately kicks it back, says, nope, this is a secondhand purchase. He's like, well, I'm sorry, I can't send it to you for free, but what I can do is I can send you the link for what you need to buy it. I said, all right, send it. I said, through all of that, like I purchase it, go through, check it off. And then I go and look, and the addresses are wrong. And they charge me for another internal probe. I was like, what the fuck? So I call them back again. What do you got? Like, what are we doing here? So they finally sent one. I think it's supposed to be here this week sometime. And then so they refunded the second probe, but they still haven't refunded me the original $20 for the first one. So they're going to get a phone call today.
Yes.
Like, what the fuck? Like,
what is going on? And then you'll come back our next episode and say, yep, they're sending me another probe. They still haven't refunded money, and they charged me another $20.
Well, what's interesting is that while I'm on the phone with this cat, he says, all right, yep, we're refunding you for the first one. Which, if I go and look on here, sure enough, it's been refunded. Okay, great, thanks. But then I go into my bank account, and they never refunded it. They took the second one that I didn't order off, but they never refunded the first one.
Yep.
So, holy shit.
Again, the tale of two cities. I cannot believe that we've had completely, and again, the folks are nice.
Oh yeah, the folks are incredible.
But it's the follow through is lax.
Yeah, horrible. Yeah, and I understand that they're transitioning in software and all that kind of stuff and working the kinks out of that, but like holy cow, like you got to get it together.
Yeah,
you got to figure it out. You can't. Yeah. So. Yeah, so we'll see. The label has been created for this one.
And we'll see when it actually arrives.
See when it actually shows up. This is coming from the USPS. So it'll probably get stuck in New York for a month.
Oh, God.
It's in Columbus, Georgia. I wonder how far that is from Josh.
That I'm not sure of. I'm not sure where Columbus is.
I'll look it up later. But
yeah, don't know. But I do know that when I got my stuff, it all came FedEx.
That's not reassuring.
Everything I've gotten from them has come from FedEx.
That's not reassuring at all.
No, I know.
I'm never going to see this fucking controller.
Probably not.
What is also interesting is the controller that they're sending me isn't listed on the website.
Yeah. So many questions.
Yeah. They have replacements for the Pro Series line, but the new ones all show 4 probes, and this is a 2 probe. And I'm only assuming by reading the description that this is a 2 probe Wi-Fi Bluetooth control board. And what's even more fun is that it, like the prices that they were giving me for this compared to the other control boards is like $70 cheaper.
Yep. I remember that.
So we're not real sure what's going on with that. We'll report back because this is going to be fucked up too.
I think it's interesting that they have all these different models. The controller basically does the same thing, and they have so many different controllers.
Yeah. Yeah. Like
your size is way different than mine. My controller won't fit in your hole.
I mean, you can try.
Spit on it. Still going to be a lot of extra room.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's like, I don't understand why they would make different controllers. Like I would make them.
Yeah. All the same.
Yeah. And
doing
on
the
this
same
one,
functions.
Yeah. On this one, remember, there's no P setting.
Yep.
So
which I still find odd. And maybe that's just me in the old school. Pellet smokers always had a P setting. You could adjust it to even out the wave, the high-low wave. But what the hell do I know? I'm no fucking engineer.
No, but you're a pit boss for like service technician, right?
Yep.
As much work have you
I'm
done?
waiting for my certificate from them.
Just
it's
wait
probably stuck in York, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, when you get it, tell them to bring my fucking control board too.
Yeah, no shit, right?
But it's like it's really to the point where it's like I don't know that I want to fuck with this thing.
Yep. Can't blame you. And you've had great luck. Great luck with your other one.
That Camp Chef, like
yes.
I would that thing if you set it to 220 or 225, whatever you set it to, like that's where it is. Again, understanding that there's some fluctuation,
sure.
But that thing is fucking as they would describe in My Cousin Vinny, dead on balls accurate.
Yep. I did a cook with my Austin XL last week. There was not a 5-degree variance at any time, high or low, off the set temperature. It was spot on, but look at what Glenn went through, look at what I went through to get it to this point.
Right.
So, it's not that I'm losing faith in pit boss quality. But again, they sent me how many controllers and didn't want any of them back. So it's telling me that they are dirt cheap to make and it's not worth the postage to send them back.
Right.
And like I said, even to do a post-mortem inspection on to see if there's something that needs to be corrected in the production of them.
Yeah. And it all goes back to the quality of it.
Yeah.
Like, that's just telling you that the quality of the control boards. And if you go on their Facebook groups, all that kind of stuff, like you see the same thing.
Yeah.
So I think I'm going to smoke. So last week I smoked the pork butt and a whole chicken. I might smoke some cream cheese today to make chicken salad. But I might hook up. Oh yeah. Ooh. I might hook up a different controller just to see what it does.
Yeah. That's a good idea. What's it going to hurt?
Right.
Nothing.
Right. Yeah. So, and I went back and replaced all the screws in the bottom, so they're easy to put in, easy to take out.
Yeah, that's the one thing I have to do to button mine up is get a pack of screws and go underneath of it and reattach that bottom plate.
Yeah. Now, what's even more interesting is that they're different. They're not a standard screw. So you go to like I went over to Ace to get my replacements, and they're just a little bit off.
Okay.
Much like their control boards, just a little
bit outside.
Yeah. Fucking pain in the asses.
Yeah.
But
completely off the rails here. Speaking of things getting printed and doing shit, I'm expecting something in the mail. Jennifer's expecting something in the mail, and Rob Price is expecting something in the mail at any day. And that's our Virginia state citations for our red drum that we caught last May.
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah, they, according to the website, they are being printed.
Nice.
So, and if you've never seen a Virginia fishing certificate for a big catch, a citation catch, they are fucking impressive.
Really?
Yes, they are. And yeah, I'll see if I can pull one up quick. They are, my grandfather, Trimble, caught a black drum back in the, I don't know if it was late 70s, early 80s. It was an 80-pound black drum. And that was the first time I saw the citation like that. And I said, one of these days, I'm going to end up with one. And yeah, sure enough, it ends up being a red drum. Can't wait to hang it on the wall, which means I got to hang two, but worth it.
Yeah.
They're pretty, and I can't wait to have it. So, shout out to CL Marshall, Tangier Sound Fishing. Is that right? Yeah, Tangier Sound Charters.
Is this it?
Yep, that will be it.
That's cool as shit.
Yeah. Yep, that's it.
That's awesome. Heck yeah.
And they're printing 4,995 of them, according to their website that we looked at yesterday.
Wow.
Yep. And not just for red drum. That's everything from, that's the saltwater registry, not the freshwater registry. Freshwater's got their own, it looks basically the same, but you know, it's for freshwater catches, and I couldn't find how many they did. I'm sure it's just as many.
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, Maryland's got to up their game.
In a number of ways, but.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Of course, they can't afford to do it now, but.
Well, they can. We're just all going to pay for it.
That's right.
The governor's going to start putting tariffs on everybody. Fucking.
Yep. So are you doing it? Talking about business, between business to business transactions, they're going to add another 2.5% tax. Fucking ridiculous shit.
Yeah. Yeah. So this past weekend we were in Germantown. We did a surprise birthday party for my mother-in-law. She had no idea.
Good.
No idea. But the day of, we're doing some running around with the kiddos, and somebody had told Harper that we would go get her a new dress. The only person that wears dresses more than her is me, and obviously you've never seen it, so we need to hang out together more. But that poor girl, she loves dresses, and they have to be fancy dresses.
Yes.
So we're out doing some running around, and we're going to run into a Goodwill to look for dresses. So we go in, and little man's asleep in the car. Harper and Rachel go in. We're looking around, and before they go in, I said, "Hey, if you happen to see any cast iron pots, like deep cast iron pots, pick it up and let me know, or shoot a picture of it to me and let me know." So they're coming back out, and my phone buzzes. I guess there's no service in the building. And here's this red enamel cast iron pot. I was like, if it's okay, I'm gonna run in and look at it. She's like, yeah, sure, we got plenty of time. So I go back in. Sure enough, 4.5 quart cast iron pot in good condition. Right? It's got the lid. It's got everything. I say it's got everything. It's got the lid and the pot. That's everything.
Yeah.
$10.
Yeah. Yep.
I said, I didn't even think twice. It wasn't one of those do I need it? Yep. Coming with me.
Yeah.
I told Rachel. Yeah, I told her on the way home or going back to her parents' house. I was like, that's a $40 cast iron pot. She's like, what? I was like, yeah, we just saved $30. I was like, and that's that's one of the things, like using the sourdough starter and making bread. Like you have to have something that you can put into the oven to bake it with a lid if we want to do that. I said,
Yeah.
now we can. On top of, like, if we wanted to make something and throw it in the oven to leave it for warm for a little while, like that's perfect. So
we have a green enamel Dutch oven.
nice.
Use the dog shit out of it. I have a standard, cast iron without the enamel coating, but if it has the enamel coating, I'm going to use it. Easier to clean.
Yeah. I was walking up to the thing with it, and I was like, "Is this guy going to charge me $10 for the lid and the pot?" So I was like, "Not fucking happening, bro."
Nope.
But yeah, well, I was real excited for that. That was one of the highlights of the weekend, on top of the surprise birthday party.
Surprise party. Yep.
Yeah.
I love going into Goodwill and just walking around.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's like going to the hardware store, like just walking around there, or Sam's in the meat section. Like,
yep.
It's crazy some of the shit you'll find.
So the episode that aired today, you made the statement, meat gazing. You went into Sam's Club, you were meat gazing.
Yep.
And Jennifer said, "Honey, it's Ben. He's always gazing at meat."
Yeah.
Always. Like you've been to Food Lion with me. The first place I go while you're stuck in the veggies, I'm back at the meat case.
Yeah.
Because I have to gaze at all the meat.
Yeah. You never know what you're going to find.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly right.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
bless their hearts.
Yeah. They'll figure it out one day.
Yep. And while we're gazing at meat, they're not complaining when we bring the meat home and they get to have the meat that we gazed.
Well, Rachel might, but it's limited. I was trying to make more veggies and stuff for her, but
the computer just finished updating. Well, I say it just did something different than what it was doing. And how long has that been? Yeah.
An hour and 10 minutes.
Yep.
Hour and 20 minutes.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
But at least I'm on my backup today, so that's good.
Yeah. Plan B.
There's always a plan B, thank God.
Yep.
It's still $50 unless you buy the Amazon version, which is cheaper. But do you really trust the cheap shit from Amazon?
How much does it fall down the stairs?
Just a little hip bump, all it is.
Oops,
sorry.
Jesus.
Didn't mean to wreck your uterus twice.
Twice.
Boy, that spun out of control really quick.
Wildly. Yeah.
Oops.
So yeah, I think I'm gonna take one of those other controllers that you gave me.
I would
fire up that Pit Boss and see what happens. So
yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
That's a very good idea.
Yep. So all right. Well, I think that's my plan for the day now. What do you got going on after acupuncture?
The vehicle maintenance shit.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and then that'll take all of half an hour to get gas and do all that shit and whatnot. And the rest of the day, I'm going to sit here and pout because the weather sucks. I'm not taking the boat out.
Yeah.
I might go try to find some goldfish.
Yeah. You probably don't have to fill her car up with gas once a month as far as she has to go.
Yeah, right.
So
yeah, and actually, we're starting to get into the season where she's going to be riding her bike every day to work. So it's even going to be less.
Yep.
Yeah, I've got an aerator coming today. So that way, when we do get a hold of minnows or goldfish or something, we can keep them alive more than a few hours.
Yeah.
In the minnow bucket. So
yeah,
I'm going to set up a holding tank and be able to aerate the holding tank to have minnows for, if we get them on a Thursday, we can have them through the weekend. You know what I mean?
Very nice. Yeah. Very good.
So I don't know how well it's going to operate inside the RV, but what the hell.
Yeah, leave it on the boat.
Yeah, and I've got a battery pack that I can run shit off of. So I'll end up probably getting a a 110 conversion. I had one for a while, but I don't have it anymore. I have to get another one to be able to convert it from the battery pack to 110 and power the aerator.
Mm-hmm. I gotcha. Well, it sounds like a full day, my friend.
Yep.
So it's good to see
Time to
you.
go look like a porcupine.
That's right.
Cheers, brother.
Tell Miss Jennifer I said hi.
I will. I'll do that. You all have a good day. Make sure you follow us on our Facebook group. Who knows? You might learn something, find a recipe or two, or meet some new friends on that group. You just never know.
If not, you're going to have a good laugh at some point.
No doubt. Hey, if you see me on a stripper pole, mind your fucking business.
Mind your business.
It's expensive.
Amen to that. See you.